first question type today we'll see is true, not given. This can be also worded as yes, no, not given. You can see the same questions given in this format. Both the places you will follow the same strategy that I'm sharing right now with you. Both the places you will follow same strategy. So, but as I told you, that you have to be careful of the instructions. If they ask you to write true, you will write true. If they ask you to write yes, you will write yes. So be careful on that part. Otherwise, the strategy remains the same. Now, what is the strategy? First thing that I will tell you is never go and read the entire passage. Few students have that habit that, and as soon as they get the passage, they start reading the passage. Now, don't do that, because you don't have to read the passage and waste your time. Only thing that you should read in the passages is the title, the heading of the passage given to you. So, what is the passage heading that is given here? It is your child at school today? School attendance information for parents and carers. So, this is the only thing that they have given. So, here you will just focus on that part. Nothing else you would see, and you would not waste your time in reading the entire passage. Rather, you would go to the question first, especially if the question is true, false, not given. Agar question true, false, not given ka hai, so the strategy says that you must go to the question first. Now, let me tell you how is the strategy. Let me explain you. You can take the screenshot of this if you want. Step one is that you must go to the question. So you must read the question first. First, read the question. That is the step one. Step two is underline the keywords. Underline the keywords. And while you are underlining the keywords means important words that will allow us or help us to understand the meaning of the sentence thoroughly, and also it will help us to find out the same kind of information, not the sentence but information in the passage. So underline the keywords means important words. In that also you will be look for you will look for extreme and extreme words and modal auxiliaries. What are modal auxiliaries? Can, should, must. These are all modal auxiliaries. Modal auxiliaries meaning, what do they mean? They mean that these are the words that give us the idea of the mood of the sentence, whether the sentence is talking about some ability, whether the sentence is talking about some possibility, whether the sentence is talking about some suggestion, whether the sentence is talking about some compulsion. So these words tell us the mood of the sentence, the tone, the idea of the sentence. So these are called as modal auxiliaries. When you come across these words, pay more attention to them. Now, what are extreme words? Extreme words are words which have no exception, like always, never, any, every. These words are of again prime importance, because these words will let you know that what is the tone and the story of the sentence. Sometimes, because these words are so small and little, we don't pay too much attention and we don't feel that these are the important words. But in English, in the entire IELTS papers, adverbs, adjectives, verbs are of more importance, because proper nouns are anyway not going to change. These words will only change the meaning of the sentence, the flow of the sentence, the tone of the sentence. So you have to be very careful of these words. Then, step three, after underlining and making paying attention to the modal auxiliaries and the key and the extreme words, I will then decode the meaning in my simple language. What I'll do, I'll decode the meaning. Decode the meaning means what? I will understand or break the sentence in the simple form and understand what is the sentence saying. I will understand the story of the sentence very carefully. See, in IELTS general test, section 1 and section 2 will have questions which are more tricky. They will be written in a very simple way, but they will be at most tricky. Why? Because section 1 and section 2 are pretty easy to tackle. They are pretty easy to crack. And IELTS does not want general students to make it very easy to get the score, because that will be something unjust to the academic students. So what they do is they'll make sure that if it is easy test, they will make it more tricky and trappy for you. So if you are not doing it carefully, even if it looks or comes across as a simple test, it can become a very nasty or difficult test for you. So always understand the meaning of the sentence thoroughly before you go to the passage to find the information. Then meaning of the question, right? Meaning of the question or the sentence that you are reading. So that is important. Then the step 4 says that you must go to the passage. Now, after doing all these things, go to the passage and look for same info. What you will do? You will look for same information, not the same sentence. You cannot find same construction. You cannot find same structure of the sentence. You cannot match few words and then jump to the answer. Never do that matching thing here. Okay, here that word is given, the same word is given in the passage, I will match it and I'll say true. That way you cannot do it, because if you do that way, you will end up getting 4.55, no more than that. So you must make sure that you read and you understand what you're reading. It should be a very active test, not a passive test. So here you will go to the passage, you will look for same information, and you will find out whether that information is given or not given. For example, you see that yes, some kind of information like this is given, then you will have to further check. Step 5 would be to see whether the information is given or not given. If you think it is given, you will further check whether it is true or false. How we will come to know? If it is matching 100%, then it is true. If it is matching 100%, it is true. Matching not the words but the meaning. If it is not matching, then if something is contradicting मतलब opposite जा रहा है. Something is going opposite or it is contradicting. So that place you will say it is false or no, whatever is asked to you. And if in case they say that for example, after doing this, if you come to know that no, there is no information given, simply the information is not there and you have no idea whether you can say that it is true or false, and it is not given. When it is not given, when the information is missing, it is absent. After reading the passage, if you cannot come to a conclusion because of the lack of information, then it is straight away not given. Don't get confused between false and not given. In the false statement, the information is already given, and on that same basis, because the information is given, on the same basis, you are able to tell it is false. But whenever there is lack of info and you are not able to conclude it, that whether it should be true or false, it is simply not given, because it is the information is missing. There is no information about it, and that is why it is false. So you have to be really careful while you're doing false and not given types of questions. All means many. I can't say that. All means it is inclusive.
All.
It is
It includes everything.
it includes everything. So when it includes everything, it is an extreme word. So the first thing that I will take care of is over here. All is an extreme word. As I told, that we'll be careful of that. Other than that, there
Yes.
is no modal auxiliary. Modal auxiliaries are can, could, may, might, should, must. These are the words which are called as modal auxiliary. So
Okay.
has is a helping verb. So we will not
Okay.
consider this. This is not very
Okay.
important. So all arrivals, now this is very important. Now this is the keyword. All arrivals, of course, this is after the register. Now after is also very important. After the register has closed, are recorded as unauthorized absences. So once the register gets closed,
Or
there is no exception. Every arrival, be it whatever, after the registers are closed, it is considered as unauthorized absent. Now this is what the sentence is saying. Now we have understood it, we have underlined the keywords, we have underlined the extreme word, we have decoded the meaning. Now the step 4 is saying that we must go to the passage and see if there is any information
Package.
given with it. Yeah. So we
Yes,
have
yes,
finished reading till here because our first sentence answer was here. So now definitely
yes,
we won't read this, will not waste time reading this, but we will proceed ahead because it is generally in order. So we'll start
yes.
from here. Yes,
Yeah, we have already got the keyword called unauthorized absence for that session already. So we can take that for the first package, which is comes under what you can do help, to do help, what you can do to help. So
correct.
make sure your children arrives at school on time. This
Hmm.
encourages habits of good timing, of good timekeeping, and lessons. And lessons any possible classroom disruption.
Hmm.
If your child arrives after the registration is closed without a
Now
good
this
reason,
now
then this will
this
be
is the sentence. So here you will read very close, very slowly. If your child arrives after the register is closed. Now this is
closed
uh,
without a good reason. This will be recorded as an unauthorized absence for that session.
so
He's
whether the
saying for that.
so first thing we will see whether the information is given or not given. Is the information given?
Yes, the information is given about the unauthorized absence.
Correct. So information is given. So we can conclude. So it is certainly not given. Not given का option निकल गया because not given is not there since it is given. तो अभी हमको सिर्फ दो ही
Yes,
चीज देखना है whether it is true or false,
true
right?
or false. Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Now what it should be? You tell me.
So if your child arrives after the register is closed without a good reason, this will be recorded as an unauthorized absence. But in the question says that if it comes out after the registration is closed, they come, then it will be unauthorized absence. That they are simply saying this. But in package, it is saying if they don't have any good reason, then it will be comes under unauthorized session. If they have a good reason, then it is not unauthorized absence, right? So it
Very
will be
good.
false.
Very good.
Then it is
Very good.
false.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Very nice. So you have got it right. Very nice.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. And let us do one more and see if you're getting. Yeah. Third one.
Your child is absent from school. If your child is absent from school, you must send the school a letter to explain why. Okay. Acha, if the children is absent, then we should your child must send the school a letter to explain why. Okay,
तो अगर एब्सेंट है
I
तो
understand.
कंपलसरी लेटर भेजना पड़ेगा स्कूल को.
Letter भेजना पड़ेगा why he has got absent.
Yes.
Must. Okay, they have used must.
Yeah, they have used must. So now we
Yeah.
will read from here because till here we have finished reading. So we will read
Yes.
from here.
A child to miss the school is vital. That let school know why, preferably on the first morning of absence. Okay. If your children has to miss school, it is vital that you let the school know why,
Hmm.
preferably on the first morning of the absence. Your child's school will have an attendance policy explaining how this should be done.
Hmm.
If you know or think that your child is having difficulties attending school, you should contact the school. It's better to do this sooner rather than later, as most problems can be delay with very can be
Dealt with.
dealt right dealt with very quickly. uh, okay, the information has been given about the not unable to if the school children is not attending the school, but they have not mentioned anything. It should be send one letter to the school.
Correct. So now that part of letter is not given. So can you
Not given.
conclude? Can you conclude whether it is true or false?
The school, if your child has to miss the school, is the vital that you let the school know why, preferably on the first morning of absence. You was okay. First morning of absence. Okay, they are asking to like preferable timing in the first morning itself, first of itself. We should know the reason. Like we should send the not we should send, but preferably they are preferring to send in the first morning of the absence. The school, the child school will have an attendance policy explaining how this should be done. Okay, they are saying that there is some policy explaining how this should be done. Not what is the process if the student is not attending. And if you know or think that your child is having difficulties attending school, you should contact the school. I can say it is false.
How you can say it is false? How you can say it could be, it will be false only if instead of letter something else is given. If something else is given, how you should contact the student? I mean,
Oh,
how you should contact the school?
okay.
Is there any attendance
Oh,
policy explained? Do you know that if it is not letter, is there anything else? They can do a phone, or they can simply meet the principal, or they can write it in the calendar, a note or something. Have they mentioned it?
no, they have not mentioned
First thing
anything.
you told me that one part is given, but the other part is not given, and that other part is also of very important. I
Okay,
mean, that is
yes,
of also very great importance, because that part will tell you whether the information can be true or false. Now, that particular part is completely absent. There is no information
absent.
provided. So
Mm.
here you cannot conclude whether it is true or false. When you cannot conclude whether it is true or false, it is simply not given.